Hello. Welcome to Political Circle. Nigeria is a country with 6 geopolitical zones. In the south, we have the southwest, southeast, and south-south. While in the north, we have the northwest, northeast, and the north-central. But the southeast is the only geopolitical zone with 5 states. The remaining zones have 6 states each, while the Northwest have 7 states. Recently, the Senate President made it clear that they've not decided on any state, that as at now, he has received over 42 proposals for state creation. And people from the Southeast are now calling for the creation of an additional state for the Southeast. This is our story today. We're looking at the call for the creation of additional states in the Southeast. My name is Luke Umbo, and I'm joined by Dr. Dele Maxwell Ugwanyi, a public affairs analyst. Doc, you're welcome.
Thank you.
You can see that the Southeast is having 5 states, while the other regions are having 6 states each. The Northwest is having 7 states. Why is this so?
Well, we can put it at the level of political dictatorship. If you notice, no civilian government or democracy has been able to successfully create a state in Nigeria, apart from Midwest, that was created by Tafawa Balewa regime. We have not been able, it was generally been military fiat. Military fiat. A head of state will just wake up. Because one did it because of to take advantage, to weaken the south, old eastern region during the Nigerian Biafra Civil War. Then Muritala did it again, military fiat. Then Babangida did it first in 1987, then second one in 1991, military fiat. Then Abacha did it, military fiat. And the constitutional provision or process that you need to go through to create a state, as is stated in the Nigerian Constitution of 1999 as amended, is so difficult. So it's not what a president can do. It's not what National Assembly can do because of political will and political interest. Every senator will want a state to be created from his own constituency. Every governor will want a state to be created from his own constituency. Every House of Rep, every minister. So look at that political brick battle. Everybody is trying to get it. So there is no uniformity as to the viability of state creation. And when it comes to Southeast, Abacha will have, stabilized this number in 1996. Because ordinarily in 1990, there shouldn't have been anything like Zamfara State. Having Northwest haven't got already 6 states as a maintenance. But creating Zamfara State gave advantage to Northwest. And as at that time, you wanted to give one additional state to all the geopolitical zones. As at that time, South had 4. Northwest had, every other region had 5. Northwest already had 6. In order to balance everything, it should have been Northwest, you already had 6. Then North Central, Northeast, Southwest, and South-South, you already have 5. Southeast, 4. It will have been Southeast 2. Then Southwest, additional 1, that's Ekiti State. Then South-South, additional 1, that's Bayelsa State. And you know that Bayelsa is just a local government. Just that is the smallest state. But that concession was given to them because they are the golden, as far as the country is concerned, they needed to pacify them. And because they lay the golden egg that we all enjoy in this country. But the problem now is that how do we balance this situation in this country? It's not only about state creation. Everything, every policy has been lopsided. It's usually the policy we establish in this country is usually a discretionary policies. Somebody, the governor, the president, will just wake up, oh, this is what I want, this is what I like. And it became difficult as a result of the constitutional process it had to go through. When you look at so many things, the quota system is not advantageous to Southeast. The federal character is not advantageous to Southeast. The idea of educational less advantaged states, or educational, because it's only in Nigeria that you see somebody, a son of a professor from Katsina State, is considered educationally less disadvantaged to a son of a Pan1 tapper in Southeast. So it has been like that. So if you want to actually look at the whole thing holistically, we need to see how can we fundamentally look at these things and correct it. Because if you create additional Southeast, it's making 6. There are other variables of marginalization, which I've just said.
Yes.
Admission process. Somebody in Katsina State will score 180. You'll be asked to come to UNN and study medicine. But somebody from Enugu will score 300. You will tell the person that is not qualified to study medicine in the university in his own state because it's considered, despite the fact that his father is a farmer, he will be considered educationally advantageous to somebody whose father is a PAM secretary at the federal ministry. So it doesn't. So we need to look at this whole thing, all these things that have made Southeast to be terribly marginalized. And it's not as if we have marginalized voices, but the voices have been suppressed every day. Despite our own Senator Ekwuremadu did this thing for almost 12 years as a deputy secretary when he co-headed the constitutional review process. They couldn't get it through because of so many hurdles. This thing, bottlenecks. And to me, it has the recent issue now is just becoming a rhetorics. Remember Jonathan's confab. The first item they approved is additional state for Southeast. That was the first item they approved, but it died. Maybe because of who are agitating. So me, I am not personally interested in more state. I'm more interested in looking at the whole thing as they affect Southeast.
But do you see any interest, any reason for this systematic marginalization?
Well, we say that after the Civil War, we are defeated region. Southeast has been defeated in the war. But we can't say, remember 3 R's. I think reconstruction, reconciliation, and rebuild. I can't remember the third one correctly now. After the war, on paper. But to what extent have we integrated Southeast into the body politics of Nigeria in all aspects of it? Today, we have, since 1979, South has not even produced vice president. In this current dispensation, since 1999 till date, South has not produced even vice president. They have not produced, since 2007, they have not produced Senate President number 3, and it has gone round. Even Southwest is having a second shot at the presidency. They have a vice president straight. But so it's an interest. It's how do I put it now? It's a coordinated interest. Unfortunately for us as Southeast, we are not even united politically.
I'm coming
to push.
to that. Yes, but my next question. You know, the Senate President, Senator Goswell Akpabio, openly said that they've not taken any decision yet, but he has received about 42 proposals for creation of states, indicating that not just Southeast is asking for creation of states, but the entire country. That is to say, will the Southeast continue asking for additional 1 state or 2, given the development?
The idea is this, yes, in this democracy, people are free to request. Just as I said during my opening remark, It's now becoming consistent projects. Every senator want to apply. If ordinary autonomous community in Enugu State, I think Professor Asogwa received over 700 requests for creation of autonomous community. So it's understandable that people will want to get this way. But as I said, you need to look at it, at the whole thing. I don't see any reason why Northwest should request for additional state. Because Nigerian problem is not even about state creation. People are actually saying, let us go back to regional government. How is it to be that you are better off them? Then you people are saying, the same people, set of people are saying, let's create additional states. And this is a country where we don't even know where our problem lies. Is it creation of states that will take us out of this economic conundrum we have found ourselves? How does additional states engineer the kind of development, the kind of growth we want? Well, this is a country that even in most of the federal subnation and that states, whatever happens there, they don't even hold their governors responsible. If somebody is hungry in Enugu, for example, it's because Tinubu is the president in Abuja. If their road is bad in Enugu, it's because Tinubu is president. Because we don't even know the role of government. We don't even know the role of local government. If there's insecurity, a governor in Enugu, for example, does not control commissioner of police, does not apart from buying them operational vehicles, it doesn't have direct command. So to what extent that if you have additional 42 states to 36, that will be 78. To what extent do 78 states engineer development, the kind of what you want?
But some people argue that it's a kind of a way to bring government nearer to the people.
Local government is nearer to the people. To what extent has your own local government provided that development? So it shouldn't be on paper. Local government today, the fund, Tinubu, they want Kate at the Supreme Court, but is it being implemented? Because Nigeria has not been, it's not a paucity of what is written on paper. We have excellent policies, but how do we implement? Local government is closer to people, but we still need a state to do the roads. Otherwise, why should a state government be building primary school should be in the residual legislative district. Primary school, local government should take care of it. But the state government is the one building smart schools at the local government. It's not building primary health care at the local government. Not even the local government. You realize that the state government will be the one to appoint all the chairmen, all the secretaries, all the supervisory council at the local government, which is not supposed to be so.
We are talking state creation.
Huh?
We are
Yeah, what I'm
talking
saying,
the call.
we have to look at it. We have to look at
people
it.
from Southeast for additional states. Because I know Governor Mba has called for that. Governor Hope, His Excellency Governor Hope Uzodinma, have also called for that. And many other governors in the Southeast, indicating that the Southeast is interested in having additional states. But my question now is, how strategic are the people of Southeast towards achieving this goal? Have they in any way come together, maybe in a room, and select the 2 states or one that they want to pursue in unison? Or is it a situation whereby everybody is asking for his own state, and then they are not strategic, they are not united? So which?
No, I said it at the briefing where you told me we are coming to that. South, Uzodinma, Governor Mba, they are not looking for state for Southeast. They are looking for state for them, for their people. Uzodinma is looking for additional state for Imo State. Dr. Mba is looking for additional state for Enugu State. Maybe probably Soludo or Samoti, Alesoti. If they are looking for additional state for Southeast, they should be definite. They should look at all the states. The other day I read that Anioma, they have got over 92 senators to back additional, because it's becoming somehow, is it additional state for Igbo people? or additional state for Southeast. Because they are pushing it that Anioma, that's Delta North, should have a state as addition to Southeast, that they are not ordinarily supposed to be in South-South.
But are they not correct?
That's what I'm saying. That gives a kind of complex narrative now. Because is it additional state for Igbo-speaking people or additional state for Southeast? It makes it more complex. Now, all the 5 governors, they should come together. Who and who and who, which aspect, which area needs more additional state? Where can we carve? Because you are talking Jamba, you are talking of Nudis, you are talking of Adada, you are talking of other. They should sit down, just as you said in the course of the question, how many of these are viable by landmass, by population, by economic viability, whatever, infrastructure, and potential. But it's not about creating state for creating sake. What is the potential? Or you want to create state that you will rely on, if federal government doesn't bring allocation, you can't even dig a public toilet. To me, that's not, you need to look at the viability of the state to be created. So these are the factors. All the governors should come together. Sit down. How many requests for additional state do we have in Southeast? We have 7, for example. Then there must be criteria in which we assess all the 7. Objectively, not based on political interest, or because I'm an APC governor, or because I'm an APGA, therefore I do not have a say. It's APC federal government, or I do not have many senators or House of Rep from my own party, or PDP is having problem. All the governors at the party, or because I'm an APC, therefore whatever I say holds water. No, we look at it holistically, objectively. You have, and you make it public. The criteria. Look at all the 7 requests for additional state. Or it will be public. Because the idea of a politician determining it will not even lead us anywhere. If you look at it, take Adada for example. Land mass, 2, 3, 4. Then population. Then potential. Economic viability. Then strategic location. Then you put in Jaba. Look at it again. Because when you want to create state, the boundary. Because somebody has said that the one that, where you put Etiti, there's a one they call Etiti state, where you cut. You look at how those issues. So you don't create state and plunge the people into unimaginable crisis again. These are things you should put on the board, on the table, for everybody to be part of. Because leaving it into the hand of politicians will create more problem than it will solve.
So to what extent are they doing it? Are the Southerners trying to unite?
I have not seen,
and then be strategic.
I've not seen, that's what I said, is not trying to push for additional state for Southeast. It's trying to push additional state for Benue State. Governor Mba is not trying to put additional state for any state. They should come together. How many state requests do you have from Southeast? If you look at it, then if it's 2 viable, I'm from Enugu North, Adada, if to say. If Adada is, you look at everybody, all commentators, everybody will make input. So if it's economic viability, to what extent is Adada having edge over Etiti? To what extent is Adada having edge over, or to what extent is Etiti having edge? So at the end of the day, we can settle for 2.
And push it.
Then you say Southeast is pushing for this additional 2 states. If you are going to make it round figure. And if you are going to give North Central additional 1, then Southeast will have additional 2. Because it must be evenly spread. Because no geopolitical zone is superior or inferior to another geopolitical zone. Because some of them will look at land mass. If you go to America, most powerful states in America today, they are even tiny countries. I mean states. You look at them, New York, you look at Massachusetts, you look at all of them, they are very tiny. Around the 3 like this. And they are the most powerful countries, I mean states in the United States. So it doesn't need to be land mass, a big land mass. That shouldn't even be a criteria. Israel is not as big as Enugu. So many countries, they are not even as big as Enugu. I know country that up to it. Palau is a country in the Caribbean island. It's around 18,000 people. So it doesn't mean. But what I'm saying is that they should come together, pick one state or two states. But if all the governors are talking from perspective of their own state, having advantage and pushing for, then it may not have see the light of the day. But I remember during David Mark, when Senator Yogeze was the Senate spokesperson, David Mark was pushing for APA, Kogi State, that to have a headquarters in Otukpo, and he encircled all Enugu North to be part of APA State with headquarters in Otukpo. That's personal interest. And now Yogeze will say, no, I no go agree. Which David Mark himself said it when Yogeze buried his mother, I think 2013. He said it that so you say personal interest. At the end of the day, if I will not get it, you will not get it. Then we crash everything.
You know that lobbying is integral.
Yes, in democracy.
In democracy. To what extent are the Southeasterners lobbying for this?
No, you cannot lobby when you do not have adequate information. The other day they came for public hearing of constitution review. Most people didn't hear of it. Most people didn't hear of it. If as enlightened as I am, I got to hear of it just a few hours. So how many people did? Okay, they came to Enugu for a public hearing. Who are the Enugu people that were there to pick a position? So it's when you put it on the banner. Our state assembly, House of Assembly in Southeast. To what extent have they interacted? Because the idea is this, Dr. Luke. The idea of representation. I expect my House of Rep member, Dennis Abo, to come back home and tell me this is what is going on at the National Assembly. What will be the position of Igbeze North, Udenu? Because if you go to America, for example, the process of their constitutional review, senators rep will be getting feedback, instant feedback from their constituents. It's always on the almost
is the way
time. It's almost like streaming, because you are there to echo the voice of your constituency, not your personal interest. But I don't think my or my senator, that's Ideke now, I don't think there has been any of such meeting. I stand to be corrected. That you come to Enugu North or you come to Igbeze North, Edoenu constituency. We are having this. These are the items to be reviewed. What is the position of you people, so that I will not go and say this is the position of my people for this item A, item B, item C, item D, then down the line. But we don't get to hear all those things. The only time you see these people is at the burial ceremony or wedding, where they come, we wave at them, they say civil reception. So there's no public engagement between the constituents and their representatives. And that's why there's a lacuna. So you can only contribute when you have adequate information. It's not when you see something on social media, you comment on social media. That's not a public engagement. That's to political participation. Political participation simply means I should be interested in how I'm being governed. And my voice should be heard through because the idea is this, we have sent you. Because all of us cannot go there. Then we'll pick one of the better, the idea of social contract. We have picked one of us to go and do this on behalf of all of us. And we deserve a feedback constantly. But we don't see. All they do is that we have a project, a consistent project of 3 classroom blocks. That's not in America they call it earmark. But that's not the whole idea of representation. I should know what to have. Before a senator or a House of Rep, before moving a motion, so must be aggregate opinion from his constituency. Not your personal opinion. You must have discussed it with your constituency. This is what I want to do. This is the motion. Then we dot the I's, we cross the T's. We make amendment. But you don't just stand up and begin to, that's not how it is governed. Until we are all adequately informed on how these processes are going on, then we can make informed contribution. Then we can make a united. That's when we build a united front. Then we say 2 states.
Oh, thank you very much. Now, you know, you mentioned it when we started, that it's only one civilian administration that's been able to create a state.
Not a state, region, Midwest region. When it was region.
But how do you see the Tinubu administration going into that project now?
But, you know, it has to come with a lot of political will. You said something about lobbying.
Yes.
But it's not an executive fiat. You don't because 24 states must there must be a concurrent assent or what they put in.
Yes.
24, that is 2/3. They must agree to an item.
Yes.
They must agree. No, Obasanjo wanted to do it before he converted the whole thing to his 3rd term. They must agree each item, and you have to move. So if Tinubu really wants it, it has to be a serious lobby, political will to do it. But some people will disagree. If it's not,
time is not our friend.
Okay, if it's not
I have
favoring
this question. You know, now that politicians have systematically left governance and gone into politics, do you see a situation that they will leave politics and come to address this?
It's a very unfortunate thing because this is 2nd year to Tinubu's administration. Politics started last year. Thereby, all the governors, because immediately that politicians think of next election, while statesmen think of next generation. Unfortunately, and next generation has to do with governance, while politicians need to do it has to do with politics. That is a very tragic thing for us.
So, what's your hope?
My hope is that we keep on engaging them, just as we're having this kind of plan. We keep on engaging them. Rome was not built in a day. So I believe with time,
Doc,
we get there.
Thank you very much, Dr. Dele Maxwell Ugwanyi.
Well, you are welcome. Thank you for having me.
That's our show for today. Please God, we'll be here again. My name is Luke Mbo. Nigeria, we hail thee.